Today we're taking a look at these NFL matches, which are happening on Saturday, December 18, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Cincinnati Bengals vs Cleveland Browns. The Bengals have defied all the critics. Picked to finish last again in the AFC North this season, the Bengals have a chance to finish 11-6 and move up possibly as high as the second seed with a win against Cleveland. Joe Burrow is now the single-season passing leader in yards and touchdowns for the Bengals with over 4,600 yards passing and 34 touchdowns. Ja'Marr Chase has now set the all-time yardage record for rookie wide receivers with his 1,429 yards, and on Sunday, he solidified the Bengals' decision to draft him even further with 11 catches for a rookie record 255 yards and 3 touchdowns. And third-year head coach Zach Taylor, you might ask, well, he's just sitting pretty as the first coach to lead the Bengals to the playoffs in 6 seasons. Any conversation about the Bengals first has to center around their offense. Cincinnati's offense is 8th overall in the NFL in yards per game at nearly 373 per game. The Bengals are 7th in the NFL in passing yards per game. Despite a solid season from RB Joe Mixon, the Bengals are only ranked 23rd in the NFL in rushing yards per game. It is tough to outscore the Bengals, since only 4 teams this year average more than their 28 points per game. Quite frankly, the Bengals need to score to win, although their defense has shown improvements. Cleveland comes into this game favored by 6 points, but I'm not ready to lay that kind of juice here. While both teams will have their backup quarterbacks under center for this game, the Bengals still have plenty to play for. With 3 teams in the AFC tied at 10-6, Cincinnati is playing for postseason seeding this week, while the Browns are just a few days away from getting the rest of the season off. Our first betting pick is Cincinnati Bengals +6. Cleveland will take the field this week without starting quarterback Baker Mayfield, who will sit for the regular season finale while dealing with a labrum injury. Mayfield had been playing through the injury for the better part of the season, but has opted to undergo surgery as soon as possible in order to start focusing on next season. Mayfield's absence means that veteran Case Keenum will get the call on Sunday. Keenum has completed 62.5% of his passes for 286 yards and 1 touchdown so far this season. Our second betting pick is under 38. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. New England Patriots vs Miami Dolphins. New England is averaging 27.4 points per game. They are averaging 225.8 passing yards and 126.1 rushing yards per game. Rookie quarterback Mac Jones completed 22 of 30 passes for 227 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win over the Jaguars. Ramondre Stevenson had 19 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Kendrick Bourne had 5 catches for 76 yards. New England is one of the best defensive teams in the league, giving up 16.9 points per game. They gave up 10 points in their last game and will need a similar effort if they want to get the win. Every motivational edge goes to New England on Sunday afternoon. The Patriots are still technically alive to win the division, and they are in a revenge spot following the season-opening loss to the Dolphins. Miami looked disengaged down the stretch of its loss to Tennessee last week, and it's tough to see that attitude changing now that the team is eliminated from playoff contention. Bill Belichick will be wanting to carry some momentum into the postseason, especially since he has a rookie at the quarterback position. Our first betting pick is New England -6. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa will be looking to bounce back after completing less than half of his passes for just 205 yards and an interception last week. He leads a Miami offense that is number 25, averaging 307.6 yards per game. Tagovailoa has completed 67.8% of his passes for 2,544 yards and 15 touchdowns. Wide receiver Jalen Waddle has caught a team-high 99 passes for 988 yards and 5 scores. Running back Myles Gaskin leads the rushing attack with 172 carries for 613 yards. Backup Duke Johnson could receive more touches this week after running 7 times for 49 yards against Tennessee. The Bills are 17-point favorites against New York, so New England's playoff position is unlikely to change in Week 18. The Patriots come into this game ranked number 16 offensively, averaging 351.8 yards per game. Rookie quarterback Mac Jones has completed 67.6% of his passes for 3,540 yards and 21 touchdowns. His top target has been wide receiver Jacoby Myers, who has caught 79 passes for 796 yards and 2 scores. Wideout Kendrick Bourne has added 52 receptions for 776 yards and 5 touchdowns. Running back Damian Harris leads the rushing attack with 191 carries for 892 yards, but he is questionable with a hamstring injury. Myers was a limited participant at Thursday's practice due to a thigh issue. Our second betting pick is over 40. New York Jets vs Buffalo Bills. New York is averaging 18.8 points per game. They are averaging 221 passing yards and 101.2 rushing yards per game. Zach Wilson completed 19 of 33 passes for 234 yards and 1 touchdown in the loss to the Bucs. Michael Carter had 3 carries for 54 yards, while Braxton Berrios had 8 receptions for 65 yards and 1 touchdown. The Jets have struggled defensively, giving up 29.8 points per game. They gave up 28 points in their last game and will need a better effort if they want to win this game. The Jets have been competitive down the final stretch. They have covered in 3 consecutive games and almost defeated the Buccaneers last week, losing by a narrow 28-24 score. New York is scoring more points as of late, collecting at least 24 points in 3 straight games. Rookie QB Zach Wilson is gaining confidence. He registered 233 passing yards against Tampa Bay last week. Furthermore, while the Bills are playing well, this is the second biggest spread they have been tabbed with all season. Josh Allen is producing, but is throwing more picks. He tossed 3 interceptions last week. Our first betting pick is New York Jets plus 16. Josh Allen struggled last week, tossing 3 interceptions, but has been playing well recently. The 25-year-old QB has eclipsed 300 passing yards in 2 out of his last 4 performances and has collected 4168 passing yards accompanied by a 34-15 TD to int ratio. Devin Singletary posted his best effort of the season last week, accumulating 110 rushing yards. The 24-year-old is one of the better RBs in the NFL. He only has 782 rushing yards, but is averaging a stellar 4.5 yards per rush. Stephen Diggs should have a big game against a struggling pass defense. The 28-year-old star WR has tallied 1144 receiving yards. The Bills' offense has recorded at least 29 points in 3 straight bouts. Zach Wilson is starting to find a groove. The 22-year-old rookie QB looked terrible in his first taste of the NFL earlier this season, but is playing much better. He recorded over 230 passing yards last week and now has 2247 passing yards along with an 811 TD to int ratio. Jets rushing leader Michael Carter exited last week's game with a concussion and is questionable. The 22-year-old has 620 yards on the season. New York is also dealing with several injuries to the receiving core. Elijah Moore, 538 yards, did not play again last week and could return for this one. The Jets' offense has scored at least 24 points in 3 consecutive games. Our second betting pick is over 40. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.